Ours is old, we don't want to touch that, who knows what problems they have. Here is a facility which is coming to service 75 to 76 homes. It's to be brand new, state-of-the-art, engineered through our professionals, it's DEC, County Health, and the village is taking the position, we don't want it. We'll take the effluent, but we don't want the infrastructure.
There's a reason for it.
Are you going to share with us, or are we going to?
Yeah, well, the reason is that they originally were going to take it, but based on us coming forward to ask them to take ours, they don't want to set a precedent. Very simple.
Yeah, it's a little inconsistent that I take them.
Because the original agreement that Heritage had with them was to take over.
Right.
Absolutely.
Right? So now they're backing off. The only reason they're backing off is because we're sitting on the other side of it.
And they're trying to protect their position, I think, vis-a-vis Arcadia and Hamiltonian Park. And, you know, hopefully...
Well, it goes back to what Des was saying.
Yeah.
What's the fact they don't want to do this?
You know,
sounds good.
On Monday, I think the continuation of this subject. On Monday, there were a couple of things we talked about in regard to sewer, and maybe John, I don't know. Were you here Monday? Okay, pardon me, Tuesday. All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about because this does impact you. The status of the arbitration request.
Okay. That, as the board is aware, was fully submitted as of Friday, returnable as of this past Tuesday, and Judge Elaine Slobot of the Supreme Court has been assigned to the case. So it's fully submitted, if you will, to her, and it's now a question of whether, one, she wants additional information. We have no indication she does. And two, when she would arrive at a decision and render it. And that could be anywhere. Normally it would take, I would say, anywhere from 2 weeks to 30 days, and we would hear on that.
Now, the other thing is that we broached the subject on Tuesday is that we keep hearing from the village they don't want to go to arbitration because they want to appeal it. And what we've said is, and they don't trust us because we'll want to appeal it if we lose. And our board's position is win, lose, or draw, we will accept the decision of an arbiter or arbitration board. Win, lose, or draw. It is so much cheaper and faster than litigation. Right now, it's my understanding, and I'm telling you almost more than I know, but I did see the piece of paper, that the village right now is in litigation with the people who built the sewer plant. And their legal fees right now are $216,000. Okay? $216,000. I know we just spent $150,000 with Altieri landfill. It doesn't take long.
To clarify, landfill was completion of the trial. The village, they are not out of discovery yet.
Right.
They're in motions.
It goes on forever. So we don't want to get involved in a litigation. And if the village will agree with us not to appeal it and all that, we can go in quick and be done with it, and we're done.
Well, that other litigation already is even more than is being contested already.
In theory.
More than the bill itself. Is that other litigation against the sewer. Now they're suing us, and it's like, oh.
Now the other thing, I said this a little bit on Tuesday as well, but I read it again yesterday, and I have to respond to it. And that's the mayor's comment that the people in the village, please go beat on your wonderful town board members because they haven't paid their bill. And if they paid their bill, we wouldn't have to increase your rates. And on Tuesday, I did an analysis of the amount of sewage that we've been generating to send to the village. And if we compare, we're projecting for our year end this year, if we compare for Arcadia Hills, we're going to be 22% less sewage going to the village in 2010 than what went in 2008. Because of what we've been doing in regard to reducing the I&I. It was 12.2%. We reduced the amount of sewage going to the village from Hamiltonian Park by 12.2% comparing the 2 years. And that equates to a lot of money that they're not going to get from us because we're not sending the sewage.
Well, that's an I&I.
The I&I is the big part. The other thing is that we believe that the village overcharged us. So it's not you owe us the money and you pay it and then we'll be great. You know, we say no, we don't owe you that money. You overcharged us, and that's the basis of the debate. So it's, don't come talking to us. We just said, no, we don't owe you the money arbitrarily. It's because we think you've been overcharged, and we think we've got a strong case to substantiate that in a arbitration. And then, oh, by the way, you know, you ought to tell the people in the village of Goshen that they're paying $216,000 thus far on a suit between you and who's paying that? You know, I mean, I'm telling you almost more than I know. I just see the piece of paper. I don't know what the suit's even about. But lawsuits are very, very costly. Is the point I'm trying to make. And where's that money coming from? Well, that's coming from the village citizens, I guess, to pay that. So that's where most of these things are paid for. So anyway,
Moving the dirt's going to be a little expensive too.
yeah, and the moving the dirt. There's a lot of things that are going on. So, but it's not the money that the town they say we owe that's causing them to go up in their rate. They got lots of reasons, lots of rationale for that.
Now, can you estimate the differential between what the village is saying is owed by the town and what they are, and what you're estimating you actually owe? What's the differential between the two numbers?
Okay, hold on. I think I've got it right here. No, I don't. I've got gallons, but not dollars. It seemed to me that it was a little under $200,000.
Yeah, there is no differential.
Are you talking about the amount of money we owe them?
They're saying that they're owed $203,000.
Okay.
That's what they're saying they're owed.
Right.
What is your estimate of what you estimate the town owes to the
We
village?
paid them what we felt we owed them based on...
Well, I mean, there is no differential.
There is no differential.
It's zero.
At this point, it's zero, because we did make payments. We calculated...
We owe them nothing.
What we thought the bill should be based on history and what have you, and sent them a check.
Then if I understand...
The shortfall that they say, so they didn't only charge us $200,000.
They're saying the shortfall was $203,000?
And I don't know if that's got interest in it or not.
No, it does have interest, because the original number was about
180.
Yeah, it was
or something.
That has interest.
So that
Still
203 is
substantial.
not the bill in total, it's what they say was deficient in the payment.
Right, we paid...
Deficient plus interest, I think.
Right, yeah, because we
For 2 years for two subdivisions.
Okay. So anyway, this whole thing it's going to be hopefully resolved shortly, and I'm so grateful it's before a judge now, Supreme Court judge, to make a decision. And we'll go from there.
We're just so aware that the decision is going to be whether it's going to be arbitrated or it's going to be litigated.
Right.
That's the
Well,
decision.
it's a decision.
And then you go to the merits.
Well, based on what they did, they wanted a stay of the arbitration.
Correct.
So could the decision be, we don't need an arbitrator, this is what it will be, based on their suit?
Based on their suit, it would be that there is to be no arbitration.
Right.
And their suit will have to run its normal litigation course.
But the judge won't decide?
No.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
In fact, just so you understand, procedurally, all these motions that have been filed by us and cross motions by them, et cetera, as I warned you, that's all about the issue of do we arbitrate or do we litigate?
Yeah.
There's never been an answer even interposed to their complaint, their suit. And that's pointed out to the judge each time. That the town of Goshen has not even replied to the suit because we don't believe we have to, knowing or claiming that we're entitled to the arbitration. So should you get an adverse decision on the arbitration, being denied or stayed, then we commence the answer and the discovery process on the litigation. That's why I warned you, which has happened, that we're involved in this legal skirmish now, which is part of the war, but it's only one minor battle.
Right. But anyway, things are moving along.
Gary has something, I believe.
Are we being taxed in any way for that new sewer system that the village built?
No.
We have no monetary involvement with that at all, as taxpayers.
Well,
The two districts.
the two districts do.
Right.
You don't. Because you have a septic system.
Well, here's what I find troubling. Mayor Weinberger instituted or requested an investigation to be conducted of the billing, the estimation, and they had an engineer that really wasn't an engineer. He was a geologist, but the geologist had an engineer, and evidently the New York State Department of Education came back with a negative decision. That, you're right, there is a problem here.
Right.
Then it moved on to the New York State Department of Education, then forwarded this for further investigation by the New York State